Okay, we are sitting down for a concept video. Do we remember how to do these? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Are we gonna do it anyway? Abso-fucking-lutely yes. It's the middle of the year, so you know what we're gonna do. We're gonna look back on our resolutions, make sure that we're actually doing them, remind ourselves of why we're doing them, and maybe add a few more or sort of take some out if they don't really mean much to us anymore. I'm now realizing that the light is coming this way, so if for some reason I'm like half and half, I apologize. I can't help what the sun's doing, so enjoy that. As you may have seen, I made a resolution video earlier this year listing all my resolutions and goals, things that I wanted to achieve. I have a whole spiel about how I look at resolutions and what they really mean to me and how I go about them. So if you want to know more about that, go check out that video. But for this one, we are recapping, we are revising what we actually wrote because I was reading them earlier and realized I did not remember writing half of these. Hopefully subconsciously I did them anyway, but this is why we do our mid-year check-in. We check in with ourselves, we look at them, go, is this still going to benefit me? Do I still want these goals? Am I actually on my way to achieving them, or did I just completely forget them? Like I probably have. As well as sort of culling any that I don't necessarily want to strive towards anymore. I'm also going to maybe add some, and later on in this video, once we've gone through all that, I want to share with you another list that I'm making that I decided to do after that video, which I have mentioned on Instagram a couple of times, but I haven't actually mentioned here, and it's another sort of goal setting, goal achieving list that I'm really loving at the moment, and I think it would be great to implement into your daily life. So let's get to it, let's get these resolutions going and make a difference in ourselves and our lives. So inspirational. Alright, first on the list, I had read more books. And I've been reading books. I have completed one and I'm currently in the middle of another. Is that more than last year? I do not know, but I am working towards it. I have been trying to read more. I did get a little bit sidetracked there. Like obviously when I get busy, I sometimes don't want to read, but I did get a little bit sidetracked when I got really into Sudokus. You might have seen Brad and I did a trip to a little cabin and there was no Wi-Fi, not really much else to do, so we got a Sudoku book and I became obsessed. I still have that same book and I'm still like getting through it. Yeah, that kind of took over my nightly routine of reading before going to bed, which I'm fine with. Like as long as I'm not on my phone or any other screen an hour before I go to bed, I'm pretty happy with that. So I don't mind that I haven't finished my second book, but I am slowly getting through it. I'm not that big of a reader. I find it really hard to find books that I actually like. So I'm slowly working towards it, but yeah, I would say that I'm still going there, and I definitely want to keep this as a resolution because I've found that reading before bed makes me sleep so much better. Create a morning routine. I'm not sure if I swear I would have said this in my other video. That's really hard for me. Not because I don't want it, like, oh my god, you have no idea how much I'm craving a morning routine, but just with my work schedule, it's next to impossible. My work days are so flexible, and mind you, that's my fault. Like, I've chosen to have multiple jobs. If I got a part-time job or a full-time job, I'd obviously be able to work around that. But because I don't know when I'm working, my times change all the time. Some weeks I'm working 9 days, other weeks I work 2. It's just so hard to keep things consistent. I think I might actually take that off my resolution list just because I think instead of creating a morning routine, I want to have a better start to my day. So I'm going to switch that out. I'm going to switch out morning routine, which to me is like structured, like wake up at the same time every day, wake up early, go to the gym. I think I want to be more mindful. I want more mindful mornings where the first thing I do is not go on my phone. I get up, do what needs to be done, have a stretch. I've been so bad at stretching lately. Going for a walk and just sort of starting my day off right. And then maybe later I'll go on my phone, but I don't want it to be the first thing that I do. Do things that make me happy. I think it was things like, oh, I remember now. I think I wanted to do more things like cooking and baking, maybe more pampering, which up until now, I think I wasn't really prioritizing. I think I got really busy with work. But as you can probably tell, I'm not in my usual space. I'm actually house sitting at the moment, and somewhat living by myself, so I'm literally making like every single meal, and I've really been enjoying that. So I think that I have been doing things that make me happy. I also am looking after a dog, so that's forcing me to go for a walk every single day and listen to a podcast. I think that subconsciously I have been achieving that. I think I could definitely do more. Like this, I have been neglecting YouTube so much lately, like it's just, I've had no ideas, but I think I just need to do it and then just see what happens. So I think right now in like the last week, I've definitely been doing that subconsciously. I feel like I need to write out a list to go with this resolution, just so that like I don't have to think about it every time. I just sort of go, what does make me happy? And then just write that out. Take more photos with friends. I think I've done this. I recently got myself a disposable camera, and so that's obviously really hard to take photos of yourself, like selfie wise. So I've actually been taking more photos just of my friends, not even me. I haven't gotten that developed yet, but I know that they're there and I'm really excited for it. Even if I don't have my film camera, I was out the other day at an art gallery with my friend who I have been friends with for over 10 years now. And we're just not those type of people to stop and take a photo, but I was like, you know what? We hardly ever see each other anymore. We used to take photos together all the time, so I just whipped out my camera and I was like, just one photo. And yeah, I've been really enjoying that. And also like, I love candid photos of myself, so I sort of want to create that, not understanding, but like, I feel like if I take candid photos of you, you're maybe gonna think, oh, I'm gonna take a candid photo of you. Like legit candid, not like posed candid. You know, like we can both sort of like benefit from it. But even if they don't take photos of me, I love my friends and I want photos of them, and it's just so cool to see how like we all change over time. So yeah, I think I've been doing that one. 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I wrote down this resolution as a total extreme. I think my last resolution was 100 subscribers, and by the end of the year we're at 200. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to aim for 1,000 and hope for 500. We're only 200, no, we're 180? What are we at? We're at 310, so we need 180. No, 190. Seriously, my math. It's times like these where like I go, oh, you know what, maybe I did need that extra couple of years of maths. We are on our way to 500. It could be faster if I posted more. So I'm gonna be more consistent, and I think that might be something that I'll add at the end. Embrace things not going to plan and be more spontaneous. I made this at the start of the year because the start of the year, to put it lightly, was fucked. It was probably one of the worst starts to the year I've ever had in my entire life. And then and there, like also because of what had been happening over the last few years, I just said, this stress that I'm putting on myself is just too much, and I am going to try and change that as much as I possibly can. And with that, I was like, you know what? Things don't go to plan, it's just not meant to be. And I've always been a believer of what is meant to be will happen, and that, you know, when you take a wrong step, life just sort of throws things at you to push you right in the right direction. But yeah, I would say, I mean, I do have moments of getting frustrated, but I'm constantly thinking of like how I can fix it. So instead of just like wallowing in my plans not going ahead, I go, all right, well, how can we fix it? How can we reschedule? How can we make this happen? So I've gotten a lot better at that. We're still getting there, but we're definitely made big changes. Feel healthy and strong again. I would say, yeah, I'm definitely nowhere near as healthy as I used to be in terms of pretty much only whole foods, absolutely no artificial sugar. I definitely did have a time in my life where it was very intense healthiness, if that makes sense. But I feel like I've got more balance. Like, I don't feel guilty if I have sugar, and I eat it a lot more often. I definitely haven't been going to the gym as often as I would like, but one of my jobs is very physical, so I just don't want to tear my body in pieces and get injured. So I've been doing less sort of like workout to gain muscle and feel absolutely wrecked at the end of a session. I'm doing more so like mindful movement in terms of like making sure I'm changing my abs and doing everything to the correct form so that when I do go to work, I don't injure myself. Again, it's the whole like mindful thing. I've definitely been doing this, and it's definitely been subconscious to a point where it's just my lifestyle now. So I would definitely tick that off like right now and not wait till the end of the year to see if I've achieved it. Again, health is a type of thing that you go in and out with. So yeah, I think we can tick this off right now. In terms of resolutions that I'm adding, obviously the mindful morning, I'm switching out for create a morning routine. But other than that, I think the only one that I want to add is being more consistent on YouTube. It's my hobby, it's something I love doing. It has been lack of motivation and has been lack of ideas, but I think I need to get more into the groove of it. I need to just be more consistent so I can build that relationship with you guys. Also, my social media interactions have definitely declined. I don't even know what happened. Like, I look back and I'm like, how was I posting shit so much every single day? Like, I would have to hold back. I'd be like, I'm posting too much today, I'm gonna leave it at that. And now I just don't even think to grab my phone out, which was kind of nice for a while because I was just trying to be more in the moment. So I think there's just a lot of things contributing to me not filming, and I just need to push all that away and just be like, fuck it. Because honestly, most of the time it'll come to the end of the day and I'll be like, like I should have vlogged today because it was actually so much more interesting than I thought it was going to be. So that is it for my resolutions, but I want to share with you this little list that I started making straight after my other video, and that is my list of accomplishments. So I've just got a page in my diary so that, you know, it's something that I pretty much always have with me so that if I do accomplish something that I didn't expect, I can just write it down. And this can be as little or as big as you want it to be. It could be I ran 2K, or I saved up this amount of money, or I made myself a meal today. And I just felt like creating this list was a good add-on to resolutions or instead of resolutions, because I know that resolutions can have a lot of negative connotation, especially if you don't achieve them. Whereas this one, it's no negativity, it's just everything that you're proud of what you did. Because at the end of the year, you sort of look back and you go, oh, what did I do with myself? Like, what did I achieve? Is there anything I should be proud of? And with this, you just don't have to think. You just go to your list and go, oh my God, I can't believe I filled up an entire page of accomplishments. So at the moment, I've got 4 accomplishments. I guess I'll share them with you. So my first one was getting out of my comfort zone and doing a photo shoot where I modeled. As you may have seen, I did a video with my good friend Teddy Bardwell, who is an amazing photographer, and he reached out to me to do this collab with him, and I was shitting myself. Go watch the video to see what happened, but it is something that definitely challenged my comfort zone, and I am so glad I did it. The results were amazing, and I actually want to do it again. Another thing was being a guest on a podcast. I will link Babble with Ben down below. I was his second guest ever, and it was just so much fun, and he's just such a great guy, and I was just honored to even be considered. My third accomplishment was I moved up in my job. I have been working weddings for over 6 years now, and all I've ever done was bartending and waitressing, and there was an opening at my job to sort of somewhat have a promotion, and I was just like, fuck it. And my last one, which, oh my God, you would have seen recently in one of my vlogs. I did something really adult and scary, and I invested in a property. So much hard work and saving, and I just finally took the leap and invested it rather than letting it sit in my bank account, and that is crazy to me. Absolutely crazy. I'm gonna leave it there, otherwise I will babble on forever. Make sure to like and subscribe. We are trying to get our subscribers up to 500,000 if we can, but 500 would be amazing. Thank you so much for watching, and that's it.